Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about authenticity, how to live a life of authenticity. Um, I think one of the reasons why Jesus said we should be more like children is not only because of the level of faith that children have, but also is a raw authenticity that we had as kids. And and as a kid, you had a sense of I don't really care about what other thinks about me. I'm just going to be me. But somewhere down the line, as we grew older, we lost that because we put on many filters of being normal or fitting in with the world and conforming to the world. And I also think that's why we have little faith as adults because we are not ourselves anymore. We are filtered by the brainwashing of the system of this world through school, university, work life, and societal pressure. So, and the ones who are actually free and truly themselves are both the most hated and also the most loved people. And for some, they are just hated because of who they truly are, what they stand for. I mean, if you have values if you have beliefs that's against every single mindset, every single paradigm that the world has adopted, that the system has adopted, um, which consists of many things, then you'll be the most hated person in the world, right? So Jesus is certainly the most popular person who ever lived, but I also believe that he is the most hated person who ever lived because the system of this world is designed to hate him, and he was just being who God called him to be. He was just being who he was, and because of that, he did the things he needed to do because that was who he was, right? He was the savior of the world. He was the Messiah. And I believe as a young boy, he realized that. And he realized that this is me. And he adopted that identity. He didn't conform to the patterns of the world. He didn't conform to the thinking of this world because he knew that those things, those mindsets will take him away from being who he truly was. And I believe he stayed being a kid in the sense of being authentic, being who he truly was. And he never let the world dictate him and cause him to cower because he didn't care about what others think about him. He didn't care about the system of this world and the rulers of the system. He didn't care and saw right through people when they were trying to manipulate him to be someone else, to conform to their identity. And that's why many people hated him. But many people also loved him for more or less the same reasons, right? Because he wasn't a coward. He was a man that truly um, lived a life that was authentic, and he didn't care. He didn't care what others think of him, and that's what a man should be like. He was just being who God created him to be, and because of that, he did the things he needed to do to save us from ourselves and from the system of this world. Now, for years, I tried to conform to this world in many different ways. I too tried to be popular in school. I tried to fit in at my workplace. I even tried to fit in my church because even there it felt like I didn't fit in. But the thing is, you're almost never truly going to fit in anywhere because God has created all of us to be unique, with unique talents and gifts and personalities. But it's going to be determined by how much you're willing to give up to fit and just be honest and authentically you. How much are you willing to give up to not fit in and just be you? How willing are you to say no to things and not to conform to the patterns of the world, to the mindset of this world, and ultimately be who God created you to be, which will cause you to do what you were created to do and have what God has entrusted you to have and to steward, right? But as we grow older, we adapt and conform towards what the system wants us to be like. Like you have to fit in. You have to make sure you get a job. You have to make sure not I'm saying getting a job is bad, but but just doing things, just having a job because you're in it for the money, or you're there for because your parents say you have to go get a job, right? But you never truly discovered who you are. So how can you know what job will fit you if you don't even know who you are, right? And therefore we become actors in our lives. And we have examples of people who realize that too late in their life, like Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, and Matthew Perry, right? Now, because we adapt a different identity that the system wants, we live a life that fits perfectly in with this world, and we do things because of that identity we have adopted. And therefore, we have things that were never truly ours to begin with, that we don't deserve. Not that we don't deserve it, but that it reinforces the wrong identity and causes you to idolize these things you have. For years, I lived a life like this. I was always the kid that tried to fit in with popular kids. I was always the kid that tried to be more mature because a lot of people would say that I were too immature for my age. And part of it may be true, but I lost myself trying to fit in and be more mature and lost a lot of faith in God and in myself. And for years, I was acting my own life and didn't realize how lost I truly was until I gave my life to Jesus. And He changed my life right side up. And as I walked this journey with Him, I came to realize who I truly am. Because I almost committed suicide because I was trying to be someone I was never meant to be. But on that day, when I almost committed suicide, I made a decision to turn to God because He met me at my lowest point. He met me there where I almost committed suicide. And I made a decision to turn to God and build a relationship with Him. And I also became really obsessed with discovering who I am, what I was meant to do here on earth. And it took years for me through a lot of faith and introspection to, to come to know who I truly am and learn how to live an authentic life. Because it's not always easy to live an authentic life because you have years and years of brainwash in your mindset, in your subconscious mind that will sabotage yourself, who you truly are, and sabotage the things that you want to do because you know who you are, you know what you need to do, but your identity or the mindset that you have in your subconscious mind that is brainwashed over years will contradict that the whole time. So that's why many people self-sabotage themselves because they have different person, this different mindset that isn't aligned with truly who they are. And that's why many people say they want to do this thing and they don't do it. But in order for you to align that, you have to renew your mind, right? But also you have to understand who you are. You have to know who you are and discover who you are. And you can only discover who you are. You can only start to discover who you are until you give your life to Jesus. Because through Him you can have a relationship with God. And as you have a relationship with God, He can tell you who you are. He can show you who you are by giving your life to Him and living this life with Him, right? So I want to encourage everyone that if you have never truly discovered who you are, if you never truly gave your life to Jesus and you want to give your life to Jesus, then I want to encourage you to click the link down below and let me help you start this self discovery journey and help you to discover who you truly are, and give your life to Jesus. If that is you, then just click the link down below and let's start.